So it's a day before Shvias, the receiving of the Torah. What does receiving Torah mean to you? If you want to visualize, there was a Mount Sinai, and there were flowers, and as our sages tell us that you were able to visualize the voices and hear the colors. What does it mean to you? And what does it mean to me? So this year, before Matan Torah, I'm most in touch with my feelings, more than ever before. And I gave out a message in Yiddish, which I'm about to semi-translate in English. And I showed it to somebody. I'll even give him a plug, Shalazali. He has a huge YouTube channel. And I asked him, I feel that I want to share it with my fans, those who speak Yiddish, but also those who speak English, and those who speak Hebrew. And he said, yeah, but maybe it's more professional and more profound if you make one video. It's like one message. And I almost got carried away. Maybe I should just translate it. And then I said to myself, what's the purpose of this message? And I can only share with you the outer layer of the purpose, because the inner layer could be hidden. And the purpose is healing. And the purpose is that I want to feel a certain closure by sharing this. So that it's no difference. It's not like a music video, which has to be professional, that I only make one video and that's it, and how many views it's gonna have. The purpose is healing. So if, let's say, the video only gets 10 views, okay, 10 views, and therefore I'm gonna say the same message, different wordings in Yiddish, in English, and in Hebrew. So I'm before Matan Torah, and I'm in touch with my feelings in a way that I was never before. I've been through a lot of healings in my life. I started therapy in 2006, 2007. I even had the first therapist telling a rabbi things that I told him in private. It was all part of my journey. I had to go through this. Then he ran away, he didn't have license. Then he asked me for forgiveness. I'm not here to say any negativity. I'm just giving you bits and pieces of my journey. And I tried different types of therapy. I was in 12 steps, many years, different things. And the fact that I can tell this to you now, I remember that the first time I went to a certain meeting in 12 steps, I went to a place where there's no Jew, because nobody should see me. It's very private. And I'm a public figure in the community. Can you imagine when people go for a certain therapy, they only use their first name? But I'm known in the community. So, hi, I'm Lipa S. You know, any Jew would know me. And I went to a different place, and I met this therapist with a big black yarmulke, sitting in the same room. Anyway, long story short, later I met a lot of Jews. And they all knew me, and we were all laughing because everybody used their first name, and it has to be anonymous, but my name was Lipa S. But anyway, that's long ago. I left that program. I tried different types, the different things, different therapies. And the reason in particular why I left that program is because I realized my issue was not the issue that I thought it was. In other words, it was underlying. So let's say a certain thing that I thought I have to deal with, but really it was underlying. There was bigger, deeper things underlying that brought me to certain things, and I had to go to the core. Who am I? So my name is Lipa Schmeltzer, known in the community as Lipa Schmeltzer, as a singer, entertainer, visual artist, writer. But is that me? Who is Lipa inside? Eluze Lipa was my name as a younger me. And as the very young me, my name was Luze Lipa, a little child. In the last year, I'm doing very deep therapy, very deep core therapy that takes me to, it's not regular therapy, but I don't want to get into what it is. And there's no necessity to guess. I tried several avenues. And the reason I don't share exactly my path is because there could be different opinions and different views. And I don't want to get people carried into my way of thinking. I don't want to have any agenda. But for me, I broke every ego. I spoke about 12 steps before. How difficult was it for me to do this? Like coming with this big ego, I'm this big celebrity, and then have to break it and say, hey, this is me. So I broke every ego on the way to not use my celebritism of saying I can't heal myself in this area, I can't do this, I can't do that because I'm Lipa. So I'm gonna give myself credit. In that sense, I broke every ego and did a lot of things that could have been in the way of healing. Meaning, I did a lot of things to heal myself, which my ego, if I let my ego take over, could have been in the way of me healing myself. And see, Hashem took care of me, because Hashem has been taking care of me. Because look where I'm standing today. I'm at the top of my career. I'm traveling the world, singing, making people happy. I'm financially in the best place I was ever in my life. So this speech is not in any way me trying to make money or to get a certain attention. The opposite. I'm taking a risk by talking from my heart. But if I can save one soul, if I can change one person's life, then this is what I want to do. The healing I'm doing the last year is digging into my deepest core of my neshama, of who Loser Lipa is. The whole star that I became, the whole name, the whole brand, is in essence a drive, a very strong force of me being a very suffering child and trying to be here. I was that kid in school that, you raise your hand for so long in class that you have to keep the other hand, that because it hurts you from being finally called, okay, no, Loser Lipa, what do you want? Yeah, I don't want to go in again to self-pity. I was being nicknamed, sitting on a clock. Let me stop here. Let me really not get into it. I've been through a lot of trauma, and I've been through every type of abuse. Physical, mentally, verbal. And I'm not here to point fingers. I'm not here to make any community look bad. If something, I will tell you not to judge, because the teachers who were teaching me, who were supposed to teach me, were taught by Holocaust survivors. That's the real truth. So the community, as you see the Hasidic community, the way we see, let's call it the black and white Jewish community, the Haredi community, was founded by people who came out of concentration camps. And we carry this in our DNA. We carry the trauma, we carry the pain. It's just impossible, just like you carry ADD or OCD, we carry the trauma. And these people, including my father and mother, never went for therapy, never. My father never saw the funeral of his father because his father's in a mass grave. And he carried that. And the only way for him to survive is to really shelter. And it's almost like a reliving of the ghetto. Now, where does this get me today? So we go to school. 18 years old, we get engaged. We have kids. Then hopefully the marriage is good. And if not, like for example, in me, it took a lot of work, and then now I'm single. But I'm not dating yet because something is blocking me. And maybe me saying this out loud to all my fans, maybe this validation will open this for me and help me. Because I was thinking, why am I sharing all this? And I keep coming back to, all my fans know me, they're connected to me, they know my music, but I get all this judgment sometimes. why I do this or that, and I feel by me having closure and talking about my real me is gonna help me move forward and where I need to move forward. So we have kids, and then we can't say such a speech in public because I have kids and my kids need to get married, and everything is for the name and the name and the name and the pride. Hopefully my kids are healthy enough and I'm very connected to them and they will understand that I can be proud by giving such a speech, especially before the receiving of the Torah. Let's talk about this. So I know many friends, could be hundreds, could be thousands of people in our community who try to do the right thing, but we walk on eggshells. We live a certain life that we don't really connect. We try, we do the doings, we do the rituals. But what's real connection? Where do I really belong? Where's the Lipa? I can worry for my kids, I can worry for my fans, the community, my name, money. Where is my neshama? So the last healing I did opened up all that, to feel the feelings of who I am. And the last year I was singing and doing weddings, but inside me I was battling, who really am I? And it was almost like a breaking point. And if I should change or not. I have this whole black and white clothing. Is this really who I am? And now, through a lot of healing, I realized I have the black and white dress because my father was wearing it, my siblings. It's part of the culture, tradition. And I can still search for the real Lipa and the connection to Hashem, the real connection to the Eibishter, the real connection to who is the high power, who is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. To me. Now we're like little computers, like little AIs, and we imagine two phones and they want to try to figure out who created them. We're like computers, but we have a neshama, we have consciousness, and we can make all types of pshutim where we come from. And really it's above our understanding, it's above our capacity to understand. But for me, it's not enough to just do blah 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 blah. I want to really understand, I want to connect to Hashem. So in my last process of healing, there's a healer, and he comes from a certain country, and I was joining with many Hasidim together, and we were healing together, and I saw people walking up to this guru and healer to heal, and they believe in it, and they receive the healing energy, until it hit me that it's the belief that gives you the healing. When you believe so strong in something, you can create it, you can manifest it. And if I go to a healer in the outside world, so to speak, I can accept it. So why can't I accept it just when I sing a tefillah, or a certain rabbi or baba can give me a bracha? Because in this area, I have a lot of trauma. So every time I want to do something that really brings me closer to Hashem, the trauma kicks in. Okay, that's not for me. This shul I don't belong. This triggers me. And going to a different type of healing explained to me that I can find this healing in my own heritage. I can also go explore different healings. I won't stop till my last day. I want to grow and become healthier, healing myself, healing my ancestors and my children, cleaning up the whole DNA. But I can also connect to the Baal Shem Tov, to the Nachman, if it's the Pshai Ben Moshe, whatever people connect to, I can also tune in. I can tune in, I can connect. But the challenger comes in, blah blah blah. It's just like, okay, it's good hack. No, I can make it more spiritual by believing in it, by tuning into it. So my Matan Torah this year is starting from Aleph Beis, opening up. You know, when we were kids, sometimes we had a toy and we broke it because we wanted to see what's inside. I want to not break it, but open up the neshama, the heart, and reconstruct it. What's inside? What is the Torah to me? I want to start from Aseret Adibras. There's a whole machloikis from previous Rishonim, from the Rambam. If Mount Sinai we got the entire Torah, only the Aseret Adibras, how? And let me not get into Hashkofa. But for me, I'm starting from the Aleph base, believing in one. Anochi Hashem Elokechu. Being respectful to the parents. One should not kill, should not steal, should not lie. What does it mean to me? Being a mensch on the street. And then I can open up Sifra Chasidus, Sifra Misr, and see what I can connect to. I don't connect to this, I can start with something else. This Shvius I'm going to be in Meshbish by the Baal Shem. The Baal Shem was a healer. The Baal Shem used many methods to heal. So when the challenger comes in, it comes with all the baggage, the way I received Baal Shem Tov, which means dynasties, children taking over, and the Rebbe, the whole Levish. I can step away from all this and just go back to the basics. I once asked a friend who's working in Meshbish, how many people do you think davened in the shul with Baal Shem Tov? He said he doesn't know. I said, look at the size of the shul and make a calculation. So, and I think the shul today is even bigger than when it was then. To go back to the basics, the Baal Shem Tov went to the wilderness, to the grass, to the tree. He davened, he connected. So my message to you, who am I to give you a message? We're always busy with messages. You know, I schmooze with people that tell me, let me explain to you. I don't need any explanation, I need space, I need manichas nefesh. But the message for me is, I want to connect to Hashem. This is what I'm going to do the next year. I'm going to search connection to Hashem. Maybe it's in Tzfas in Israel. Maybe for me it's in Wilhelmsburg. Maybe it's in Muncie. Maybe it's in Brazil. I don't know. I'm going to seek Hashem. To really connect to Hashem. And that's my message from Matan Torah. So if you can relate, now when we receive the Torah, to close your eyes and say, can I feel the Torah? You can feel it as much as you want to feel it, as much as you want to connect. And it's enough about digging in what I suffered and what I went through as a child. This is my closure. I don't want to be busy with this every day. When you see Lipa Schmeltzer on the street, you see him as this celebrity. You should know that this is a company, it's a brand name. On the Lipa Schmeltzer, there's a loser Lipa, there's loser Lipala, there's a searching Jew, there's trying. I make mistakes, I win some, I lose some. And when I, from now on, walk on the street and I'm on the flight and somebody takes a selfie, I don't have to always measure, okay, it's my business and how am I dressing up and maybe, I'm not good enough and it's again my business. My business is one thing and I'm a human being. And let's judge less. And I'm talking to myself, I want to judge you less. Any type of community, I want to judge less. I want to be strong. And I'm sure when I'm going to finish the recording, I'm going to think, maybe I should have added this or that. But I make it my business that what Hashem made me talk, this is what I needed to say. I'm going to be Baal Shem Tov. If you want me to have you in mind, I'll have you in mind. I'm going to create the meaning. What is the Baal Shem Tov to me? I'm going to create the connection. What does it mean to me? I'm going to create, what does the Torah mean to me? And if someone hurts me in a certain community and he has a big hat, I'm not going to judge all the people with the hat. I'm going to say, this one person judged me. And this is, by the way, a side note. When you hear a story that a chassid did this and this, so then it means all the chassidim are this. All the chassidim own real estate. I know many chassidim who are poor. I know chassidim who know how to sing. I know chassidim who heal themselves. I know chassidim who don't. I know chassidim who will. It's a colorful world. Yes, the outfit makes it that we're all one. But is it so? So when somebody does a mistake, it's one person did a mistake. I have enough delicious people who are so lovable and they don't do these mistakes. Let's all love each other. Like our sages tell us, the core of the Torah, if you want to know it in one word, is to love each other. Oh, and my plans for the music is I worked on a project for healing my inner child. I'm up to about 5 songs. I'll collect some old songs I have, which is same, you know, it's always my past that's influencing the songs. But I'm not gonna dig in to make more songs about it. I'm just gonna create and give this out. I'm also working on a project that's new. Judaism doesn't yet have, at least not in the Orthodox way, the way I know it. I think it fills a certain void. It's an addition, something beautiful that Hashem gave me a gift. I'm working on this. And I'm also working on songs about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All our songs are about HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but it's a little bit more geared specifically towards connection to Hashem. Get Yom Tov.